Please welcome United States Secretary of Energy, Jennifer Granholm.
Okay, that was awesome. CMU Bhangra, love it. What a week. It has really been, honestly, such an honor to be able to help host, co-host this event for our first Clean Energy Ministerial combined with the Mission Innovation and the Global Clean Energy Action Forum. I do want to say a huge thanks to the City of Pittsburgh and to the rest of our host committee for welcoming us to this innovation powerhouse. I'm really grateful to our partners at Carnegie Mellon University as well, to all of our staff. Special thanks, I just have to say, to our team at DOE, at the Department of Energy, our international affairs team headed by Andrew Light. They have just done so much work in preparation for this, and so I feel like I want to bow to them. So awesome. So, and honestly, after being kept apart, all of us, for so long, these past 2.5 days have really brought nations together. In spite of the fact that we've got, as many people have been talking about, the 3 challenges that are very tough. Let me just start by saying we share this magnificent ship together, which is planet Earth. And the rough seas that we've been facing for a while include COVID, obviously, include climate change, obviously. It includes the war in Ukraine, which has had this ripple effect on energy security across the planet. And right now, we do have this moment, a brief moment in the span of history, but a moment to turn our ship around. Enjoy this metaphor with me. On all 3 challenges, to leave the stormy seas behind, to feel the wind at our backs, and we can do this by filling our sails with clean energy, right? The opportunity is obvious, but to seize it, we all know we've got to work together. And I want to commend the work of everyone who has been involved in the Clean Energy Ministerial, Mission Innovation, who really continue to show how collaboration produces results. Over the past 3 days, you've all made concrete action steps, plans to work together on major demonstration projects and on innovation projects that are going to get clean energy projects out the door faster. So many actions have been announced, and it's exactly the momentum that we need to continue through to COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt and to next year's Global Clean Energy Action Forum. So we have been honored to host this year's meetings, and we are thrilled to be able to pass the baton over the next 2 years to India and then to Brazil. So you're going to hear from both of those ministers in just a second. But first, the United States has one more announcement to make as we close out this year's forum. You all know, of course, the International Energy Agency found that in order to meet our climate goals, we need to mobilize $90 billion in public funding for commercial scale clean energy demonstration projects in the next 4 years. 90 billion commercial scale technology demonstration projects in the next 4 years. In June, President Biden challenged the nations who are represented here to come to Pittsburgh to share their contributions toward that global goal. And the question is, did we make it? Andrew Light, did we make it? We were really twisting arms to the left. Andrew, he's got one more.
Okay.
And the answer is, $94 billion of commitments from 15 countries. Now, I see that one has been added at the very end, which I'll get to in 1 second, because I think that's who Andrew was talking to. The governments, now if you represent this government, just like stand up or shout or whatever. Australia, Canada, the European Commission, Finland, France, Germany, Japan, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, the Republic of Korea, Singapore, Sweden, the UK, and our last addition is the United Arab Emirates, who came in with $5 billion to bring us over. Woo! Nothing makes me happier than having a goal and reaching it and surpassing it. Awesome. So now we got to keep it up, right? We need every single country, everyone, business, city, institution doing everything we can to deploy year after year, because it will not always be smooth sailing as we undergo this clean energy transition. Sometimes we'll encounter a squall. Back to the metaphor. Sometimes waves are going to crash on the deck, but our power lies in the collective. If we're all picking up an oar and we're all rowing in the same direction, like we're doing right now, we can weather any storm. So let's step aboard together and sail toward a future that we know is possible. Thank you all so much for coming. And I want to introduce the next captains of this ship. I'm really excited to introduce the next two hosts of this event. First, I'm going to turn it over to Brazil, who will host this meeting in 2024, so in 2 years, and we hope will continue to convene as GCEAF. Please welcome Brazil's Secretary of Energy and Planning Development, Dr. José Recenchi.
Well, thank you for listening to me. On behalf of our Minister of Mines and Energy, Adolfo Saxida, let me start by thanking the US for organizing such an amazing event. These last few days were so packed with exchanges and energy that it does seem that we have been here for more than a week. And it's been barely 2 days. What an amazing job. Congratulations to Secretary Graham Hall, her team, and the organizers of this amazing event. We must also acknowledge and thank the incredible support of the SAM Secretariat, led by Don Dorner, and the MI Secretariat, led by Jenny Dodson. Your work has been outstanding. I am very happy to be in this podium to tell you that Brazil will be the host of SAM and I in 2024. We want to work closely with all of you and the broader SAM and MI communities in order to make a superb event, capitalizing on the incredible energy that we are experiencing this week in Pittsburgh and that I'm sure we will see next year in India. Brazil will also be the chair of the G20 group of large economies in 2024. Our idea, like India also intends to do next year, is to hold the G20 Energy Ministerial meeting alongside with SAM and MI meetings. This provides us with an extra incentive for ministerial attendance and an opportunity to achieve further synergies and coordination among those two crucial platforms, the political and the action forum together. Brazil, as the rest of the world, faced many challenges in the last couple of years. Still, we were able to recently reduce the cost of energy in our country, an amazing achievement given the world's current situation. In the last few months, under Minister Saxida's guidance, we were able to make huge progress in several topics that were discussed in this meeting. I can say about addressing capacity challenges implementing a sound and stable legal framework for offshore wind, advancing a hydrogen's national plan, among others. However, much more needs to be done in Brazil, and we are moving forward with these reforms and with the help of these meetings. Our motto is to provide energy that is clean, reliable, and cheap, with a vibrant private sector that works with stable rules and a legal framework that boosts competition and cooperation with the participation of the whole society. The final objective of these policies is to bring sustainable growth that provides a better quality of life to the poorest and most vulnerable in Brazil. It's fundamental to advance this agenda, to secure a just transition that we all desire to attain, having a carbon-free economy as our ultimate destination. We shall hold the meetings in Foz do Iguaçu, in the campus of Itaipu Binacional, one of the world's largest hydropower plants, which is also a symbol of innovation, engineering, sustainability, and international collaboration. As a bonus, we can take you to tour both the Itaipu plant and the wonderful Iguaçu Falls. You will get to know one marvel of engineering and one marvel of nature. We hope it will be an inspiring setting for all of you. We are so excited with this that we made a short video about it. For us, the countdown to 2024 has already started. Thank you so much.
Brazil, a country committed to the fight against climate change, a world leader in renewable energy. 32 years after the birth of the UNFCCC, the country where it all began will welcome all major players in the energy arena to take further steps in addressing one of humanity's steepest challenges.
Today, we seem to live a dilemma, pressed by the needs of energy transition and energy security. Brazil is a demonstration that the way out of this dilemma is to act on all fronts, developing many different clean energy sources, technologies, and solutions simultaneously.
We are, of course, proud to share these lessons and collaborate with our partner governments and with the private sector throughout the world. Today, we would like to announce our offer for Brazil to be the host of the Clean Energy Ministerial and of Mission Innovation in 2024. They are initiatives that embrace many of the values that Brazil stands for: international collaboration, sustainability, clean energy, and innovation. And to host them, we need to pick a venue which fully embodies those values. I will tell you that this is quite an easy pick.
Itaipu Binacional is the world's leader power plant in total clean energy generation. But it's also much more than that. Itaipu is a historic lesson in international collaboration and diplomacy, considered by the United Nations as a model in sustainable management. Innovation is a core mission in Itaipu. I am honored with the perspective of welcoming the international energy community of CEM and Mission Innovation to our campus. Delegates will be able to experience a unique combination of natural wonders, engineered prowess, and sound environment care.
In 2024, Brazil will also host the G20 Energy Ministerial Meeting in Foz do Iguaçu. By tying this event with the CM and MI Ministerial Meetings, three key global energy platforms, we hope to increase the political attention given to the collaboration initiatives under those platforms and enhance their impact.
We look forward to keep building on the great momentum achieved this week in Pittsburgh and on the action that will be led by India next year. Save the day. In 2024, you will have an appointment with Brazil. Thank you for your attention.
What a beautiful place. Cannot wait, cannot wait. And now it is my honor to introduce you to the host of next year's, the 2023 Global Clean Energy Action Forum, which will also include the 14th Clean Energy Ministerial and the 8th Mission Innovation Action Program. And that is Abi Bakre from the Government of India.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor on behalf of Government of India to take forward the torch from United States. First of all, let me thank US DOE for the wonderful, wonderful event here. Many, many congratulations to USDA, the entire team led by Secretary Granholm, and for their hard work. The kind of event which has been presented here in last 3 days has been really amazing. And in India, next year, we look forward that the GCEAF fund, which is the first of kind GCEAF here, we will take forward as GCEAF2 next year in India. Huge success for this event. More than 400 CEOs, more than 6,000 delegates. This year in April, when we met together, the entire clean energy fraternity of many thousands people looking forward for a great action in this decade for deploy, as Secretary Granholm always mentioned. In April, we decided that instead of having this clean energy ministerial or SAM-MI ministerial, why can't we have a larger event where we can involve everyone who matters for the clean energy? Being a policymaker, the government officials, NGOs, industry, financial institutions, and of course the community. So this has been actually presented, it was discussed in April, and finally we saw a great event here. Thank you so much, United States. Looking forward next year, we will be hosting SAM-MI 14. We again would like to invite the entire community there. We will have a series of events there. SAM and MI, both platforms, have immensely benefited the Indian policies and, of course, to the citizens at large. In India, we have already achieved 100% access to electricity. We are also looking forward to clean cooking. At the same time, there are many initiatives, that's EVI, industry deep decarbonization, super efficient appliances, power systems, etc. All of them have immensely benefited the entire community, and the policies have been shaped based on the discussions happening in SAM and MI. Here, now we look forward in the next year when we also assume the G20 presidency to carry forward the G20 mandate at the same time making the SAM MI synergy between the G20 and both. This will be the first of kind happening next year. After initially we had this Saudi Arabia, but we will taking the lessons from next year's G20 and SAM MI ministerial and taking forward in the Brazil. We just announced the 2024. Next year, there will be a series of events. The calendar will be, the priorities for the India will be to talk about the technology side, the hydrogen, the offshore wind, the research on electrolyzers, storage, advanced chemistry, etc. At the same time, we'll try to discuss about the opportunities in terms of financing and the deployment in the building side, the transport side, and so on. We will also be looking forward for joint projects on CCUS. All these things, there will be a series of events I mentioned. Those will be G20 SAM events. Some of them will be actually working as a parallel event as part of different work streams and the missions, work streams for the SAM and the mission from the mission innovation. So in this regard, we would expect all the stakeholders, the clean energy fraternity, to join and these events and come to India to make sure that the discussions are quite rich, and we look forward all of you here. It's once again a privilege to be here, and I request that the formal request from my ministers is available through a video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
2030 तक अपनी 50% एनर्जी रिक्वायरमेंट्स रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी से पूरी करेगा।
The goal is set. Clean energy is the only way to save Mother Earth. We have only one Earth. The change is inevitable. And India is working together to bring this paradigm shift by achieving the next big milestone in clean energy. India is one of the leading nations in clean energy, and its installed renewable energy capacity is the fourth largest in the world.
भारत में सोलर पावर इतनी सस्ती कैसे है? जिस तरह से भारत में सोलर पावर पर काम हो रहा है, ये चर्चा लगातार होने वाली है, चर्चा बढ़ने वाली है और लोग भारत से सीखने का प्रयास भी करने वाले हैं। ऐसे ही बड़े कदमों के कारण भारत को क्लीन एनर्जी का सबसे अट्रैक्टिव मार्केट माना जा रहा है।
India has also been a proactive member of Clean Energy Ministerial. India first hosted the 4th annual ministerial meeting in New Delhi in 2013. It is also scheduled to host the 14th Clean Energy Ministerial CEM 14 in 2023.
The renewable energy capacity is 160,000 megawatts. That's the rate of growth of renewable energy capacity. We are the only country, the only G20 country, and the only major economy whose actions are consonant with a sub-2-degree rise in global temperature.
The 3-day CEM senior officials meeting was a resounding success. Its achievements include the decision to look at clean energy technologies from end to end, agreement on the importance of making clean energy transitions and all of society effort, and not one that follows a mere top-down approach. Importance of collaboration with all segments of society will be critical to make the transition process just and inclusive.
India is a founder member of the Clean Energy Ministerial and has co-chaired many initiatives. India has remained steadfast in its transition towards clean energy, achieving one of the fastest rates of renewable energy capacity addition amongst all the major economies. And our Prime Minister outlined our ambitious transition goals going forward at COP26. In our NDCs announced in COP21 in Paris, we had pledged that by 2030, 40% of our power generation capacity will be from non-fossil fuel sources. We achieved this in November 21, a good 9 years ahead of schedule. Now we have upped our ambition and have given a revised NDC that by 2030, 50% of our power generation capacity will be by non-fossil sources. We aim to achieve that and overachieve that. We had pledged in our NDCs also that we will reduce the emissions intensity of our economy by 33 to 35% by 2030. We've already achieved a reduction of near 30%. So we have upped our ambition in this as well. Now in our revised NDCs, we target a reduction of emissions intensity by 45% by 2030.
Focus on topics such as clean hydrogen, industry decarbonization, zero emissions transport, carbon capture and utilization, biofuels, among others. One of its major initiatives has been leadership position in CEM's Global Lighting Challenge GLC campaign, which was inspired by the Unnat Jyoti by Affordable LEDs for All or Ujala program. Both these efforts were coordinated by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, BEE, on behalf of the Government of India. India also participates in the CEM's Electric Vehicle Initiative, a globally leading platform for policymakers to discuss key issues of EV deployment in different parts of the world.
My very warm greetings to all the ministers and delegates gathered at the Global Clean Energy Action Forum, the joint convening of Mission Innovation and Clean Energy Ministerial. Ladies and gentlemen, under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India is committed to a low-carbon future and aims to transform the energy landscape of the country by accelerating clean energy innovations. India has therefore developed a roadmap and a strategy for a bio-based economy which is inching towards $150 billion by the year 2025. To expedite clean energy solutions, India is actively engaged in clean energy RD&D initiatives and has undertaken significant efforts in the fields of biorefineries, sustainable aviation fuels, materials accelerated platform, building energy efficiency smart grids, carbon capture, hydrogen valley platforms, among others. Innovative technologies are being advanced to the next level for implementation in collaboration with the appropriate stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, working rigorously on integration of renewable energy, India has established national centers of excellence, 2 in carbon capture and utilization and 5 in bioenergy, and is thus rapidly moving on a path to being an energy independent nation by the year 2047 or maybe even earlier. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, I am glad to inform that India will host the 8th Mission Innovation Ministerial next year. I welcome the entire Mission Innovation community to India for the next action-oriented MICEM ministerial meeting in India.
The One Sun, One World, One Grid initiative, which was floated by our Prime Minister, is poised to play a major role in harnessing the tremendous potential of solar energy. Our Prime Minister at COP26 proposed a one-word movement to the global community. This one word is life, L-I-F-E, lifestyle for environment. India will be hosting the Clean Energy Ministerial meeting in 2023, where we would like to strengthen and energize the global CM community. I would like to welcome all of you to India in July 23 for the next Clean Energy Ministerial. Thank you and see you in India.
All right, everyone, we are almost at the end of our show. We just wanted to say a big thank you. Over the course of these 3 days, we have had just thousands of clean energy doers here in Pittsburgh working together. We have had innovators and investors, policymakers, think tanks. We've had labor and our young professionals building the clean energy workforce of the future. It has been so amazing. And through nearly 170 events, and just the thousands of conversations that everybody's been having out on the margins of all of these meetings, you have been sharing your solutions. You've launched new partnerships, new initiatives. You've been sharing and developing new strategies for how together we are going to build a new clean energy future that is more prosperous and more secure than it's ever been. And I will tell you that I have never been more optimistic about the future than I am today.
Absolutely, Julie. This is your Global Clean Energy Action Forum. Thank you so much for making this success. We want to thank our team. Please give a big round of applause for the DOE International Affairs team and everyone else at DOE and every other department and the White House for making this happen. Thousands of hours of work, incredible cooperation from all of you. Thank you for being so cooperative. We cannot thank you enough. We can't wait to be at the next GCEAF in India. Thank you, Abe. We will see you and your team, and we're with you there until we make it happen. All right, thank you, folks.
All right, that's the show. Safe travels.